And welcome to Tea Time, brought to you by New Jersey Tea Party Coalition. My name is Ray Rinaldi, and I am your host for tonight. Well, it's official. The health care bill has been upheld by the Supreme Court, and it's now the law of the land, better known as Obamacare. And currently, the House of Representatives has voted to repeal Obamacare. But just let's go back to Obamacare. And let's see what we know of it so far, okay? Obama said that it's not a tax. Well, the fact is that it contains 20 new or higher taxes on American families, and that was compiled by the Americans for Tax Reform. $500 billion plus in tax hikes over the next 10 years are in Obamacare. 2. Barack Obama repeatedly told us that under Obamacare, if you like your current health insurance, you could keep it. But that's not true. According to numerous independent studies, tens of millions of Americans will be forced off their current health care plans. In fact, a study that was done by the Heritage Foundation and the Lewin Group, they predict that as many as 88 million Americans will lose their current insurance under Obamacare. 3. Obama said he promised that under Obamacare, the average American family would save thousands of dollars on their health insurance premiums. Not true. The Republican Study Committee predicts that Obamacare will force premiums for the average family of 4 to more than double over the next 10 years, from $15,073 in 2011 to a whopping $32,175 in 2021. And there's more. Nancy Pelosi said Obamacare would add 400,000 new jobs. Yet another untrue or lie. The NFIB, or the National Federation of Independent Business, predicts that Obamacare will result in more than 700,000 job losses. And the director of the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, estimates that Obama's government-run health care scheme will cost over 800,000 jobs. And this is a time when our economy is struggling, and we can at least afford it. Also, Barack Obama claimed that Obamacare would give more people access to health care. Well, in reality, a Physicians Foundation study shows that 40% of doctors are thinking about quitting after Obamacare kicks into full gear in 2014. Well, having said all that, we have a video to show you of an interview by Laura, who is one of our board members, and she interviews Congressman Scott Garrett, and it's, we hope you enjoy it.
So as you know, I am the founder of the Constitution Caucus here in Washington, founded back in 2005. One of the main reasons I went to Washington actually was to try to return the Congress and the focus of the United States back on the Constitution and where our founding fathers intended it. Obviously, we've seen a lot of changes now over the last few years, and specifically in the last couple of weeks. As you, I was devastated by the Supreme Court's decision, Justice Roberts' decisions, really, on Obamacare. Some people say they see a silver lining in how he treated the Commerce Clause. I see none of that. All I saw is a devastation of the Constitution. Certainly not what our founding fathers intended. Certainly not what our parents envisioned for their children, and now for us, for our children, to be able to grow up in a country that had the exact same freedoms and rights that our parents and the founding fathers envisioned for this country.
Exactly, to the point. And now that the decision has been rendered, what do we do next?
Well, the most immediate step, of course, is addressing the issue of Obamacare, but there'll be other ones going down the road. But on Obamacare, what needs to be done is to repeal it, pull it out by its roots, and return this country to where we should be going on the issues of health care. But the first step is pulling out, repealing Obamacare. How do you do that? Right. You make sure that come January, next session, that we have a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and a Republican in the White House as well. We have to make sure that when we pass the bill out of the House, and we've done that a number of times, we passed in the House a number of times repeal, that it goes to the Senate. Right now, the Senate is the place where all good bills go to die, so we need to be able to pass it out of the Senate and then have President Romney sign the repeal.
Okay, and so do you anticipate that we need a majority in
well, we
the
need
Senate?
majority in the House. We need a majority in the Senate.
Okay. Is it the 51 or 61?
Well, you need 51 in order to repeal portions of it that deal with the tax portion.
Okay.
So now that the Supreme Court says it's a tax,
right,
through a process called reconciliation, we can repeal and upend the tax portions and other taxes in it. But you're right, you would need 60 votes in the Senate, most likely, to clean house and get rid of all the provisions. And I'm just, as I stand here, not sure that we're going to get 60 votes, or 60 Republicans, and I'm not sure that we're going to get 60 votes on all portions of it. So this is going to be a continuing battle to try to undo Obamacare.
Exactly, and I would think that with every act that Republican Congress makes and to overturn it, there's going to be the progressives that pass this legislation fighting it in the courts as well, right?
Sure. I mean, the progressives will be fighting it in the House and the Senate. They'll be fighting it in the courts as well. And the conservatives will be fighting it in the courts. There's a number of provisions of it that are still, as we speak, making its way through the court challenges. The issues dealing with religious freedoms, for example, those provisions are making their way through the courts as we speak.
Great. And I think, because it's such a monolithic bill and there's so much there, we had to pass it first before we knew it was in it, right? According to Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
How is the Republican caucus going to really define or chunk out, if you will, pieces of the bill so people can understand that the IRS can now, has access to our checking accounts? All kinds of nuggets in there that no one really
no one knew, as you put it, you had to pass the bill before you knew what was in it. Actually, the addendum to that is you had to pass the bill and you had to have Justice Roberts add his addendum to it before you actually knew what was in it. But it's our job as legislators and representatives to let the public know what was in it, why it's so bad, not just on the constitutional basis that we've talked about, but on the economic basis as well, that it will destroy the economy, it will raise taxes, it will raise costs to the marketplace. I was with a taxi driver the day the bill passed, and he said, "Oh, isn't this a great thing? He goes, now I will have health insurance." And I said, "Well, no, this doesn't mean you have health insurance. This means you are forced to buy it or be taxed."
Right.
And then his response was, "Oh, but it will drive down the cost of health insurance." And I said, "No, tell me one thing in this bill that will, in Obamacare, that will actually lower the cost of health insurance." There's nothing. And health insurance has gone up since its passage, and it will continue to go up under Obamacare unless, as we started to go with, repeal the thing.
Okay, well, we really appreciate all that great work that you'll be doing, and have done, and will be doing on that issue. Fast and Furious is the other big story that broke the same week as Obamacare passage. What's your thinking on what happened?
Yeah, well, so Darrell Issa is the chairman of the Oversight Committee. He's doing an admirable job of ushering that through the committee and now through the House of Representatives as well, calling in contempt for the first time on history, apparently, a member of the cabinet. So we took that step. The next step was for Justice to respond to us favorably. They did not, of course.
They didn't arrest their boss.
They're not going to arrest their boss. And so the next step would be for civil action to be taken. So we can hope and anticipate that that'll be a positive step. But just like with the other issue, it's an issue also where the American public has to understand what's going on here. That you have a situation where an attorney general, for the first time in history, has been held in contempt for basically failing to tell the American public, not Congress, but failing to tell the American public who knew what when, what was he doing, and not abdicating his responsibility.
Right, and for those folks who don't know what Fast and Furious is, it was the Obama administration, the Department of Justice, and probably the State Department, got guns, automatic weapons in the hands of drug runners.
Right, so
Mexican drug runners.
The American government helped facilitate guns to go into Mexico that then facilitated the death of an American citizen, American law officer, and also the the death potentially of upwards of 200 Mexicans as well. Sometimes that's forgotten in this discussion.
Right.
So over 200 lives were taken by the failure, misfeasance of people in office.
Right.
And all we're asking is, who's responsible, and what is justice doing it? And justice is saying, we're not going to tell you who's responsible, and we're not going to do anything about it.
Right, so they're kicking the can down the road until after the election.
Well, who knows where they're
correct?
kicking it? I don't know that they're kicking the can down the road. More likely that they're trying to hide the can. I think they're trying to bury the can.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
use that analogy.
So if we go to the civil courts in guess in Washington D.C., right?
Okay.
You'd be asking a judge to take a look at these charges, right?
That's
and
the
then
next step.
open up discovery. Is that the idea?
That's the idea. If we can't get discovery through Congress, maybe we can get discovery through the court system.
So this is part of a bigger issue, though, correct, Congressman?
Sure.
I mean, you've got the Department of Justice and the White House with the, putting up the barriers, saying we're not going to respond to Congress. You have them passing through executive order the amnesty bill for illegal immigration.
Right. Yeah. Very good.
So, what does this say about how Congress has been treated, and what's that?
Well,
means?
you put it one way, that how Congress has been treated, but I put it, and I think you agree, that it's how the American public has been treated.
That's true.
The American public is just asking, through the representatives, tell us what is going on and abide by our wishes. So on Fast and Furious, they're saying, tell us who knew what when. On the immigration issue, they're just saying, abide by our wishes. Now, Congress represents the American will of the people. Congress has voted repeatedly to say no to allowing illegals to be able to stay in this country and get all the benefits of legals. The American public says that, and Congress has done that. So on that point, the American public is saying to the president, respect our wishes.
Yes.
Don't do everything through executive orders as you may want to do it.
Right.
Listen to the American public.
Exactly. So we no longer have a representative government, correct? I mean,
it's not as far as the president is concerned. He is not representing what the will of the American public on these issues.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
So that's really the big picture.
That
correct?
is you've hit it. You've gotten it to the top, and you got to the big picture. Very good.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us today. Happy
Thank you.
4th of July.
Happy Independence Day.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Hi, and welcome back. Well, we hoped you enjoyed that video clip, and if you missed any part of it, or if you want to see it again, just go on our website, www.NewJerseyTeaPartyCoalition.org, and we have it posted up there. And also up there, we have posted a clip of Dr. Alita Eck. Dr. Alita Eck and her husband John, Dr. John Eck, they're at the forefront of Obamacare, and they really know what it means for the American people. So there's a clip on there, and she will explain how Medicaid expansion and setting up health insurance exchanges will not be good for New Jersey. In fact, it will bankrupt New Jersey. So we hope you check out our website, and we'll be right back.
With all the excitement happening with the Tea Party, it may be a little hard to separate fact from fiction. Find out the truth for yourself. Visit the New Jersey Tea Party Coalition's website at www.njteapartycoalition.org. You may find a common voice to your concerns on how our government is functioning, and discover a means to help restore our nation based on the proven principles of our Constitution.
Hi, and welcome back to Tea Time. Right now, we'd like to show you a videotape clip of our participation in the Ridgewood Independence Day Parade. So we hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and here it is. Hi, and welcome back to Tea Time. I hope you enjoyed the video of the parade, and tonight we have a very special guest. He is a member of New Jersey Tea Party Coalition. Not only is he a member, but if it wasn't for this man, we wouldn't have Tea Time. He was instrumental in getting it on cable TV. He's our producer, and he's a Marine, and we're very honored to have him, Jim McCall. Jim, welcome.
Well, thank you for inviting me here. You finally got me here.
Finally got you here.
On tape. I'm usually
on
behind
camera.
The scenes.
Right, right.
Excuse me. But I enjoy doing what I'm doing,
Yeah.
you know, for the Tea Party.
Well, tell
love
us
the
a
Tea
Little
Party.
bit about yourself. You're a Marine. And
I was a Marine I enlisted in 1957, went to boot camp in 1958, and finally became a Marine in December of '58. And I've been a Marine ever since, except for my, I got out of active duty in 1962, although I did stay for another 4 or 5 years in the reserves. In the meantime, I joined the Teaneck Police Department. I was there for 30 years.
Wow.
My last 9 years, I was a forensic guy, the fingerprint expert, and
wow.
I put a lot of people away.
Yeah, yeah.
And
and you're married, and you have a...
Oh, yeah, I got 4 daughters. I've been married, I'll be married, let's see, 49 years come this October.
God bless.
And I'm retired 20 years, March 1st.
Wow, wow.
So, but...
well, how did you get involved in, you know, the Tea Party?
Well...
And what brought you to us?
Well, I almost died in 1990. Okay, I was in the isolation ward in Huntington Hospital. I had an encounter with the man, I believe, and he said, "It's not time for you to go yet. I have other things for you to do." And after that, I retired, and geez, for 8 or 9 years, I didn't do anything except trying to figure out what he wanted me to do.
Right.
And Ron Dubois, who's a good friend of mine, belongs to the American Legion with me.
He's also one of our members.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, he's on our TV crew.
Right.
He says, "Come to the Tea Party meeting with me." I said, "Oh, I don't know." He says, "Come on." So I went with him to the first meeting in January of 2010.
Right, right. But didn't you also have another a TV show here?
Oh yeah.
Called the what? What was it?
It was called the Goonie Bird Show with the Marine Corps League. We did that for 9 years.
Wow.
We did 72 shows. After about 5 years, I became the producer because the guys who were doing the show split from our detachment.
So you've had good experience with
this.
Oh yeah.
So
then when you came to us.
Yeah.
You knew just what you were going to do.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, you know, we really, really appreciate all you do.
What happened was that Michelle, I overheard Michelle talking in February of 2010. She says, we got to get out to more people, get our a message out.
To educate.
So I walked over and says, "Why don't you do a TV show?" And she says, "Oh, we can do that?" I says, "Yeah, we can do that."
Okay.
I got connections.
All right. Well, listen, we got to go, but really appreciate you coming and all you do. And thank you so much, and we hope you join us next time.